Don't know why there's no sun up in the skies. Stormy weather since my man and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time.
Good morning. Incredibly, the cherry blossoms survived yet another storm. I really thought I was going to say goodbye. I've never seen a mountain this heavily covered in cherry blossoms. Good morning. Hi, good afternoon. I just got a cup of coffee. We're going to go climb a mountain, hike halfway up. I'm going to go get a kimbap to eat up there. I'm stunned. I really thought spring was over, but look at this view. Look what's in front of me. Kimbap acquired, but we're taking a completely different route than I've ever taken before in the millions of times I've come here. So, Jesus, take the wheel. I just climbed halfway up a hill. Hold on. We had 2 back-to-back nights of thunderstorms. So congrats to these guys for holding on. Anyway, perfect hiking weather, meant to be, because I was all set to make this hike, and then I got a weather alert that we're having like plunging temperatures or something. So it's actually a little chilly today, which is exactly what I need while I'm hiking. So, but let's head to my favorite part, which is Jarakil.
This is our decision to live fast and die young. We've got the vision, now let's have some fun. Yeah, it's overwhelming, but what else can we do? Get jobs in offices and wake up for the morning commute.
Just settled in for a kimbap lunch. Made it to the rest area. Did these people want to sit? I can't tell if people want my spot or not. It's beautiful out. What's the temperature actually? It's 10 degrees. This feels heavenly. I've got like a little photography class around me right now. But something that I started quite recently is like when I'm traveling to go out into nature without fear, I think like with your wits about you, but without fear. And something that really helps with that, of course, is my fave, the sponsor of this video, Seoul. You know and love them. Seoul is an eSIM provider. eSIMs provide data for other countries, and what's really unique about Seoul is that it's one eSIM. You download it once through their app, and then you just add plans to that eSIM, so you can actually have that eSIM activated before you land, instead of like sometimes you're kind of bumbling in the airport and your eSIM like isn't connecting right away. My parents have kind of struggled with other eSIM companies, and for Seoul, they can check that it's working beforehand, which is just like really lovely for them to immediately switch off airplane mode in the country that they've arrived in and have data. It's really important, especially if you are a solo traveler. So I will have a link in the description and a QR code, but you can use my code CARICAKES to get 15% off of your Seoul plans. I've used it in so many countries. It gives you updates if you're running low on data so that you can manage that correctly and you won't suddenly run out. They have country specific or regional plans, and they have a full refund guarantee and 24-hour customer service if anything goes wrong, but I've luckily never had anything go wrong. So I really encourage you to use Seoul the next time you're traveling if you're looking for an eSIM provider. They're really wonderful. So once again, code CARICAKES, and you can find the link in the description box. I'm gonna eat my kimbap, and I think we're gonna walk a little bit more before we turn around. But I never come here in the afternoon either. It's quite a change. I usually try and get here as early as possible to beat the crowds, but this is kind of sweet too. It's like not crowded, but there's just like a comfortable number of people around. It feels quite homey. So yeah, kimbap time. I'm gonna read my book, maybe journal. I'm gonna talk about journaling later today because I've gotten some questions about it, and the answer is I don't journal, but we can talk about it. So yeah, I will catch you when we move on next. But welcome to Onsan. I take you here probably once a year because it's just so wonderful. I can't believe the cherry blossoms. I'm so like, I shouldn't be shocked. It's the first week of April. I can't believe they survived, and they're so huge. So anyway, bon appetit. 잘 먹겠습니다. Okay, it's actually the weather where you gotta keep moving because I got a little chilly sitting there with my kimbap. But now we're heading back down. And yeah, this is, I don't know if I mentioned it, but this is the longest, this trail, the wooden paved trail, goes completely around Onsan. I think it's technically the longest stroller plus wheelchair friendly trail in Seoul, if not Korea. However, there are some slight, as you can see, even now I got some elevation. So it's not completely flat, but it's very nice to walk on considering that most Korean trails that I like are stairs, which I despise. So anyway, let's head down this lovely paved wooden walkway to our next destination and then likely home. I have one more backup, and if not meant to be. Gorgeous day regardless. here. Morning, Chip. Morning, Chip. You have a good breakfast?
You said we should look out further. I guess it wouldn't hurt us. We don't have to be around all these coffee shops. Now we've got that percolator. Never made a latte greater. I'm saving $23 a week. We drive to a house in Preston. We see police arresting a man with his hand in a bag. Wrote for first impressions. This place seems depressing. It's a Californian bungalow in the cul-de-sac. It's got a lovely garden, a garage for 2 cars to park.
Checking in. Good morning. Just had coffee with the Cinnamon Bun Club, minus cinnamon buns. And honestly, I was gonna head home because I've been dealing with some anxiety. And like I said, from like the end of last year, I've been like finding, I think, good ways to cope. And one of those coping methods is not going home. Because like right now, I just feel like I don't want to be out in public. I just want to be like sitting on my couch doing nothing. And you know what? That absolutely never helps. I'll try to find it, but I saw this video about like when you're feeling really down or you're feeling really lost or stressed or whatever, you can ask yourself a series of like 14 questions. And it's like, you know, have I had water today? Have I eaten? Have I like reminded myself that I'm loved? Like things like that. And I think just like being out in the sunshine, being around other people who are also excited to be also out in the sunshine. I just ran into someone who watches my videos, Grace, hi, and that just like turned it around. I was like, wait, inside my little house, I'm gonna just sit and have Chip stare at me. Versus out here, I can, if I'm not feeling good, I can at least see other people feeling good and maybe it will rub off on me. So I am gonna go just to one palace, and because the weather's just so nice. And then I might go home because I do think they are sectioning off the streets for a protest that's gonna happen soon. But yeah, let's go see some flowers.
It's gotten pretty cheap, you say. Well, it's a disease to stay on the press, middle sin's great.
I could smell these bad boys from the other side of the fence. This is all lilac. Oh my God, there's so much over there. Even my most hardcore flower-loving friends get really sick of me screaming every time I see a lilac, but you just can't get this smell any other season, and it doesn't smell good artificially. Oh, there's so much. Oh, okay, good decision. Look at that. Teeny tiny decision to stay out for 10 more minutes. Feeling a lot better. I've also only eaten bread and coffee, so it's a no-brainer.
Then I see the handrail and shower, the collection of lettuces for coffee, tea, and flour, and a photo of a young man in a van in Vietnam. And I can't think of floorboards anymore, whether the front room faces north or north, and I wonder what she bought it for.
Can I help you?
Okay, hello. we're home. It's a couple hours. Wow, it's a couple hours later. Time flies. I did not film because I'm doing my taxes and feeling better. I just need a task. I feel like my anxiety is worst. My anxiety is worst when it's quiet up here, like when I'm not doing things. And so like when I'm with my friends, I'm fine. But then like today, I did horrible things, right? I only ate bread. I had coffee. And then I was just gonna like wander by myself with no plan. And it was just kind of a recipe. I had also like had a ton of coffee this week. So I was caffeinated. And it's funny, like talking as I did kind of at the end or the beginning of this year, end of last year, beginning of this year, about how I've been being a lot better with my anxiety. Now I feel like my kind of threshold maybe has moved so that I'm so aware of like the tipping point, like when it's about to actually be a problem and I'm going to have a panic attack or something like that. I can feel it so many steps before. So when I was saying goodbye to my friends, I wasn't, I guess by some people's definition, they'd be anxious, but like for my threshold, I wasn't really at a dangerous level of anxiety, but I knew if I made a few poor choices, I would be in a really bad space. So for me, I'm looking at it as a win. I recognized immediately that I needed to get my shit together or it was going to be a really bad day, and relatively got my shit together. I was in the sunshine, smelled flowers. I was around people. I sat calmly in the shade in a cool breeze. And then I went home and I accomplished a task that's kind of been sitting on the back burner for me. So yeah. Oh, like I'm very proud of that. Yeah, I think that like everyone's going to have a bad day. If you live with anxiety, I don't think it ever goes away. But we get better at it. And I'm still really proud of myself for, even if I do have a day where I can feel that it's not going right, I can course correct. So yeah, I'm here with Chip. Just has one paw out of his little privacy soft. I swear to God, you speak English, you little booger. He literally, I was just about to take a video of it and he just goes like, whew, and his paw goes inside. Are you listening to me, Chip? Well, I got some good tips this morning from Chidden, who is cat mom to two beautiful angels. So I have hope. I have hope. And also, not to jinx it, but I got a message last night from the shelter that someone might be interested in Chip. And they asked for kind of what his personality is. And I think he's really only been here for a week. So he hasn't really warmed up to us yet. And from going from stray living on the streets with no humans around to being in the living room with two humans who are home all day, I think he's so sweet. He's never hissed. He's never been scared or angry at us. He's sort of just like indifferent. He's like, can you just not be in my space? But yeah, he's like never swatted at us. He's just been so sweet. So that's what I told them. I was like, I think he also likes the TV. He likes jazz. Kurt plays jazz for him. So, I think he just needs time and sort of the right circumstances. But hopefully he'll be in a more permanent space. With maybe a cat tree. He seems to really want to climb things. He likes sitting on top of his crate, things like that. So hopefully he'll get that soon. If anyone's looking for a cat, I got one, Chip. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you're all treating yourselves kindly, gently, being careful with that caffeine. And yeah, I'm going to finish my taxes. How fun. And see you momentarily. Okay? Bye. Okay. Good morning. I didn't film for 2 days because it was raining and I had work to do. And now we have a wedding to go to. My former coworker is finally getting married. And I love it when they do that because I get to go see all my old coworkers, because in Korea, you invite everybody to your weddings. So it's like a good way to get the gang back together. Let's head out. I also, on one of the rainy days that I wasn't filming, I met up with a friend and we went to this cafe that looks like it has been plucked out of a different era, and we had the most incredible parfait. So I will link it down below. It's in a kind of random area, but it was cute. So and it looks like she might get rain. It's an outdoor wedding, and it looks like she might get not rain, sun. Manifesting, the clouds will lift the second she comes out, and it will be gorgeous. And let's see. Really quick because it's windy. Little later, gorgeous ceremony. She literally got cherry blossom rain during our photos. She got sunshine like right after her dad did the little speech of like, I hope you have a beautiful marriage. Boom, sun. Magical. So now we're gonna hit one more place to see some tulips. I'm sorry about the wind. Let's see what we can find. We made it through another week. Welcome to, what is today? Sunday? Why did this week feel so long? I'm going to end the video here because I have some work to do that is just online boring stuff. I might go sit outside though because it's just gorgeous out. Everything is green from my window. The trees, we have like trees that line the street, and during winter, obviously it's just dead. But like overnight, they're green. There's a giant magnolia tree that I can see from my window. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Also, it didn't arrive on time, but Chip has now, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but Chip has just passed his week and a half of like limited mobility. So we got him a couple new toys that he should be able to play with. I thought they were going to arrive in time, but they aren't. So you'll have to see that next week. And what else is going on? I don't know. I'm just like, it's open window weather. And before you freak out, cat-wise, the windows are not open when he is out of his cage. He doesn't actually come out. We've left the door open. He wants nothing to do with us. But if the windows are open, cage is closed. Yeah, it is open window weather. my favorite weather. I felt just in the past couple days like a real creative burst. I feel like I'm really kind of back on track. And I think it's funny that that always happens when I have like a particularly not a bad mental health day, but just like this could be a bad mental health day if I don't manage it correctly. It makes me kind of focus and readjust. And it always ends up for the better. I actually just saw a video talking about like physics, basically talking about how like certain low points or setbacks or things like that can actually help propel you forward. So it was showing to like a ball rolling down just a straight ramp versus a ball rolling down, you know, like a slide at the fair that's like woo, woo. Because of those dips, the ball actually picks up speed and kind of propels itself faster. So that was like an interesting visual. I don't think I want to apply that to every part of my life, like when something bad happens, but I thought it was an interesting visual for me having had a kind of low day and then having a lot better ones right afterwards. So I don't know if that helps you. If imagine yourself on like a little carnival slide, jettisoning yourself. There you go, from my algorithm to yours. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off here. I'm also in a good mood because I am in the midst of talking to my friend. I will be going back to the US at some point over summer. So I am trying to schedule that with her, which just brings me joy. So once again, thank you so much to Seoul for sponsoring this, because you are going to be hooking me up with data for my US trip. Once again, I will have a code and a link in the description box. You can use my code CariCakes to get 15% off of your Seoul data plans. If you need an eSIM, which I know you all do whenever you're traveling, Seouli's the best. You can price compare. Speaks for itself. Also, you know what? Just an annoying fun fact. I was not hydrating myself. I was hydrating myself with coffee, drinking more coffee than water the days prior to my little not fun day. And I've been drinking water, and would you look at that? I'm feeling better. It's like a good thing and a bad thing to know that so much of our mental health is like chemical, especially when it comes to like anxiety. So literally something that can be so debilitating, the answer is like, did you drink water today? So annoying. Anyway, so did you drink water today? You should. Think of a cold glass of water right now. Doesn't that sound delicious? I love cold. No, we're not gonna go on a tangent right now. I'm gonna leave you here before I start waxing poetic about ice water. Chip doesn't say hello, but maybe someday he will. Maybe someday he'll want to hang out with us. Thank you so much for the feedback. I just posted yesterday. I just posted a video, the last week's vlog, introducing Chip. So many great pieces of advice from cat parents around the world. And yeah, we are letting him move around a lot more now. He was just on like bed rest because he had surgery. And my goal is to, before he leaves us, before he is adopted, I want him to eat a churu out of my hands. That's all I want in life. Anyway, I might actually take a break and see you next week, because we are going out of Seoul once again, having a little more of an adventure. I'm trying on my Instagram to share like little mini travel itineraries or travel hacks. So if you want to check me out there, let me know what you think. I'm trying. Again, I don't have the talent to do what I want to do. So we're improving every day. We're trying something new. So yeah, you can check that out. But I will catch you when I catch you. If you want to guess where we're going, I'm not going to give you any hints. Good luck. And I will see you outside of Seoul. Hope the weather wherever you are is treating you well. And see you soon. Okay?